What scores mean developmentally? A score is a snapshot, not an identity. The threshold is not a verdict on the coach. In this video, we look at how to interpret BARS scores in a developmental conversation, what each rating level means about what the coach is reaching for, and how to translate the math into something the coach can use. A coach sends you their recording, you evaluate it. The total score comes to 3.1, comfortably above the 2.8 threshold, but Competency 6 averaged 1.67. What do you tell them? The overall number says, you're fine. The competency detail says, active listening needs significant work. This is where the developmental conversation lives, not in the total score, but in the individual competency scores and the behavioral evidence behind them. A score is a snapshot, not an identity. Below the standard on C7 does not mean bad at evoking awareness. It means in this session, the evidence for C7 was partial or absent. That distinction matters because coaches internalize numbers. If you tell them your C7 is a 2, it becomes who they are, not what happened in one session. Frame it as observation, not diagnosis. The snapshot framing on screen captures this well. One session is one data point. Your job as a mentor coach is to track the trajectory across sessions, not to draw conclusions from a single observation. That said, a single session can reveal patterns. If C7 is weak across the entire session, not just one moment, that's worth naming. Let's walk through what each rating level means for the coach's development. A 1 does not meet. The behavior was absent. This is where the learning lives. You didn't ask about the client's learning at the end of the session. That's A8.1. Next session, try ending with, what are you taking away from today? A1 is not a failure. It's a blank space where a behavior can be built. A2 below the standard, the behavior was attempted but not yet competent. This is the growth edge. You asked about learning, but you also answered your own question before the client could respond. The attempt is there. Now let's refine it. A2 is the most actionable rating for development. The coach is trying. They need coaching on execution, not on the concept. A 3 meets the standard. This is ACC level demonstration. Celebrate it. You consistently paraphrase the client's language throughout. That's solid ACC level active listening. A 3 doesn't mean perfect. It means competent. And at ACC level, consistent competence across the session is exactly what you're looking for. A 4 exceeds the standard. This might already be PCC level demonstration. Name it as a strength. Acknowledge the sophistication and preview what PCC looks like for that competency. Your questions didn't just evoke awareness, they integrated the client's earlier insights into the current exploration. That's beyond what ACC requires. That's where PCC lives. Individual competency scores are more useful than the total score for your developmental conversation. The total tells you roughly where the floor is. Below 2.8, the coach needs significant development in multiple areas. Above 2.8, they demonstrate ACC level coaching with room to refine. The competency detail tells you where to focus. That's what you lead with in the MC session. When do you reference scores? When the coach asks, am I ready for credentialing? They want to know where they stand relative to the threshold. That's a legitimate question, and the scoring algorithm helps you answer it. When do you not reference scores? In regular developmental feedback. Lead with evidence. Lead with behavioral observations. The numbers are your calibration tool, not your conversation tool. There's a real risk in sharing raw numbers. Coaches can fixate. I got a 2 on presence becomes an identity rather than an observation. Better. In the session I reviewed, I noticed your presence was strong in the first 10 minutes. You allowed silence. You followed the client's lead. In the second half, I noticed a shift. More questions, less space. What happened there? Same observation, no numbers, more developmental. The scoring algorithm is a tool for your calibration, not a tool for the conversation. Use it to understand where your MC client stands. Use evidence to help them understand where they're going. You have the framework, the behaviors, and the math. Now you use all of it on a real coaching session. In Unit 7.4, you'll watch a recording, complete a session observation form with full behavioral evidence, and write your first ACC level developmental feedback. The practice starts now.